Yo, good morning or afternoon for us now. But hey, how y'all doing, everybody? Bearcat Sports Show, doing an emergency podcast real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
As many Bears fans know, if you don't know by now, you about to find out. The Bears have fired Matt Eberflus. Um, there was speculation all yesterday that it was going to happen. Various sources were reporting various things. Well, they let Flus do the They let him do his press conference, and then they fired him. Can't make this stuff up, man. With the Bears,
Yep.
wow, can't make it up, man. It's crazy as hell. You let the man do his press conference. He said, "I feel like I'll be coaching against the Niners," and they fire him a couple hours later. Can't make it up, man.
I mean, it's crazy the turn of events these past. It hasn't even been 24 hours. Actually, yeah, it has now. But
Mm-hmm.
like, you think about the past 24 hours and where this team has been and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy, right? It's crazy how quick things have escalated. And actually, I saw this coming, right? I feel like, especially after yesterday, in the fashion that they lost this game, I don't think there
Mm-hmm.
was a choice to keep Matt Eberflus, right? I don't think you had a choice to keep him. I don't think you could have. You couldn't sell you. It's you definitely couldn't sell it to the players. So how could you expect to sell it to the fans,
Yep.
right? You just couldn't sell that any longer to the fans of this team, right? And so now Thomas Brown is going to take over as the head coach. To me, I guess that assumes that Kerry Joseph, the quarterbacks coach, will take over as OC. Eric Washington moves to DC, and we roll from there for what, the remaining 5 games of the season. How many games are
Mm-hmm.
left? Yeah,
Five.
5 games left.
They're
So
four and
five.
eight, right? Yeah. 5 games.
So of course, the Bears put out a statement. They said, this is from Ryan Poles. This morning, after meeting with George and Kevin, we informed Matt of our decision to move in a different direction with the leadership of our football team and the head coaching position. I thank Matt for his hard work, professionalism, and dedication to our organization. We extend our gratitude for his commitment to the Chicago Bears and wish him and his family the best moving forward. And then this is from Kevin Warren. He said, I support Ryan in the decision that was made this morning. We understand how imperative the head coaching role is for building and maintaining a championship caliber team, leading our players and our organization. Our fans have stood by us and persevered through every challenge, and they deserve better results. Our organizational and operational structure is strong, focused, aligned, and energized for the future. So, like I said, I think you couldn't sell it to the players or the fans. This had to be done. This doesn't surprise me. I'm actually very proud of the Bears for finally doing something that needed to be done during the season instead of just waiting until the end of the season to get this done. This couldn't go on any longer. Matty Berflus was just finding what new ways to lose. Like, there was no excuse to lose that game yesterday. At least tie it and go to overtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even do that right.
Yep.
You couldn't even do that right. You had 32 seconds left with a timeout in your pocket. You saw that the offense was confused and that Caleb was confused. So call the timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Get everybody set up. Do a sideline play where you have them throw sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Get a play off. You probably will have about a couple seconds left. Let's say
Yeah.
you call the timeout at about 18 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, call the timeout, get a play in. Run a sideline play that, let's say, that takes off about 3 seconds. Okay, so as long as you get the 5 yards and you get out of bounds, you have 15 seconds. You trot out Cairo, kick the field goal, and
Yep.
and see if you could go to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, maybe this is a whole different conversation, right? But this is about what, the fifth game that he's lost by single digits in games that he should have won,
Yep.
right? We're talking about, like, you just look, even just this year, the Washington game should have won, should have beat the Packers, should have beat the Vikings. should have beat the Lions. Like, that's 4 games right there that you should have won, but you didn't. Actually, let's be honest, you probably should have beat the Colts too.
Yep.
You should have beat the Colts. You probably could have beat the Texans as well, to be honest, because the Texans didn't play well the second half. So, like, there was just so many missed opportunities week in and week out with Matt Eberflus as the Chicago Bears head coach. Like, this, it was crazy. What I watched yesterday, I had never seen before in my life. Like, I couldn't believe what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what happened? Like, I'm literally laughing. I'm literally laughing as I'm leaving. I'm laughing, bro. Like, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe what I just witnessed. I was like, yeah, Matt Eberflus got to go. Like, there was no way for you to justify bringing him back. I would have fired him last night, but
Absolutely.
You know what? Fine.
His ass he would have flew home on a different plane.
Right, he would have flew on a freaking actually he would have rode a charter bus if it were me. I would have put that dude on a charter bus.
And they came home with us.
Well, he wouldn't have been with us. I would have been like, no, you can stay here behind in Detroit. Like, bro, like, it was just, it doesn't surprise me. This had to be done, and I'm happy that it got done. I'm excited to see what Thomas Brown can do. The players really like him. So I think him being able to take over this role and energize this whole team,
mm-hmm.
I think you're going to get a better team out of this, right? I don't know. Wins, you might get a couple more now, maybe.
Maybe.
No.
Well, no, we'll see.
We'll have to see, right? But I think I like our chances a lot more now than I did when Matt Eberflus was our head coach. Definitely, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna get Steve-O and Isaiah on the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll say this one thing. I'm glad that the Bears finally did something different. They finally broke tradition, finally. So maybe, hopefully, things will start changing. But also, I mean, I understand. I get it. Thomas Brown is the name. Everybody wants to be head coach. Me, I would have just made Eric Washington head coach.
Right. I kind of wanted Brown to focus, on the offense.
Continue to focus on the offense.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and I was just talking to T about this, like, he's already got enough on his plate trying to basically fix this offense, right?
Right.
So now you're going to add responsibility to him. He's still trying to get the offense to where he wants it to be. Like, let him focus on that. Again, they're probably going to hire a different head coach, probably. I don't foresee him getting the head coach job, even if they finish well the end of the season. I don't think that they really going to go that route. I don't know, until they show us something different. But it's like, if there's a more proven head coach out there available, are you going to keep Thomas Brown, or are you going to go get somebody else? Like,
you probably get someone else. We'll just have to see. But for now, I don't see how it could get any worse right now than what it already is. So for now,
I decided.
God don't make mistakes.
Hey, Steve, I watched your video yesterday. I thought he wasn't getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
It was getting noon. It was getting late in the day. I still didn't think it was gonna happen. Like, it caught me off guard. Like, they haven't shown me nothing that they was gonna break tradition.
Evo, I thought this stuff was a meme when
I thought it was fake at first. Before, I was like, wait a second, let me make sure this is real. I freaking send this to everybody.
We was literally in the middle of a mailbag, finna press in the video, and I was like, nigga. He just got fired. They were like, swear to God, scratch the whole video. We're going live.
I had to make sure it was real. I was just like, wait a second. I'm like, is this real? Oh no.
Yo, I didn't even know. I was doing something else, and then Elise text in the group chat like, "Hey, Flus got fired." I'm like, "Huh? Oh man." So
I'm like, emergency pod time.
My Discord started going crazy, and it was some people I trust, because usually in the Discord, people get tricked by fake sources and that. But it was a guy that he don't really get tricked. So I was like, I think this true. And then I see Ian, and I was like, oh yeah, it's true.
Nah, I'll say this. Sis is way ahead of a lot of people. Matter of fact, I'll say this. She messaged me, probably 5 minutes after the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been knowing this.
Yeah, I texted him like 5 minutes after.
5 minutes after the game.
I said, Flus is done. I said, announcement either tomorrow or Saturday. Yep. And Lord and behold, it's Friday, and he got fired. Like that,
and then to even double down on that later on, she got word like it's gonna happen. It's just they gotta
I'm like it's gonna happen. Yeah, they just have to work out the details.
Yeah,
and
George is trying to push back, but then they finally
I was at a 95% chance that thinking this guy was gonna get fired. I came into it like because I thought, I'm not gonna lie, when they had let him talk on that presser, I was like, they're not gonna fire him. That's when I.
I wasn't worried. I was not worried.
That's a typical Bears thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna let him do the presser and then we're gonna fire him afterward.
I wasn't worried.
We're gonna part ways with him instead of just saying we fired him.
But I feel like the tea leaf should have been because like if you heard him talk when he got asked the question about is he coaching the next game against the Niners, he didn't sound confident in that answer. He was just we do what we usually do, which is we watch the film, we meet with the coordinators, blah, 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 right? Like, he didn't sound confident like he was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like that should have been a sign like, no, there's still a chance. Like, if you're watching from the outside, you could have been like, no, there's still a chance. Because he didn't sound confident when he gave that answer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he knew at that point. I think he knew that he was getting fired, and they were just kind of letting him go through that press conference because it was at like 9 a.m. or 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah, 9
right?
a.m.
Like they usually do it later than that.
Mm-hmm.
So that should have told you then too as well, right? Like
that's what it was because Courtney was like, it was 9, he ain't here yet. And we
right. I'm like, it's 9 a.m.
I was like, okay.
Like when I saw the presser was at 9, I was like, I'm like 9 a.m. It's usually at like 10:45, 11. Like, okay. So when it was at 9 a.m., I knew. I was like, I'm like, yep, it's about to happen. So
it's about to go down.
And look at where we are. It happened. So this just doesn't surprise me. Happy that it happened. Finally, for once, the organization does something you've been begging them to do ever since they've been in existence. They said the last time they fired a coach midseason was 1942 when George Halas left for the Navy.
That's not even really like firing.
That's not even really firing.
That man went to service.
He left. He left.
So technically, this is the first time.
This is the first time this has happened. Like,
ever happened.
That's why I was kind of like, I had to ask him, like, are you sure? He's like, no.
I'm not mad at them doing Brown.
Bro, they never do that. Like, ever do that.
I was gonna say, I'm not mad at them doing Brown as the coach because I don't know if he's gonna be. I don't know if he's there yet as a head coach. I still don't think that it's guys out there that they can hire, but it's just crazy because now this completely changed the whole thing. Like who has is George what's actually going on behind the curtains? Because are they gonna actually be able to bring in a head coach that they want to bring in? That makes me really think.
I feel like for now, the thing is, I want to say yes, but it's hard to know, right? Like it took them this long to convince George to actually let them fire a coach mid-season, right? They were trying to get this done after they lost to New England, because I would have done it then too, because you lost to a 2 and whatever hell team they were at that point, right? So I don't know. I hope so, because I think that this franchise can't move forward if the ownership doesn't want to just let go of the reins. Like let Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles run this team. Let them decide who this head coach is going to be and just back off. Back off.
And that's what I just said.
And I don't know if they can do that. I don't know. We have to see, right? When the time comes January, right? We have to see what happens. But I'm hoping and praying that George just backs off and lets Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren.
We even see with the players. They even liking the tweet about him getting fired.
Yeah.
They're liking it on Instagram.
Hey, did you see Mercedes Lewis tweet? Like,
Yeah.
He was trying to be. You knew the undertones were there. You knew what he was saying.
Like
But
you
he
could
turned
hear
into
you
kind
could
of
hear it in the
Thanksgiving trip. The
players'
undertones
voices
was definitely there, like,
yesterday.
yeah, this dude
Yeah,
sucks.
you could
Get
hear
him
it in
out of
their
there.
voices yesterday.
Yeah, they frustrated. They are frustrated. The thing, so there's good things about it, and then there's not so good things about it. The good thing about it is, with this happening, like, I feel like, well, first of all, Poles should have fired him in the offseason. Like
Facts.
Kevin Warren wanted him to. He should have
Yep.
did it then. Like, so now you change your timeline up. So instead of buying yourself 3-4 years, you bought yourself 8 years. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere this offseason because he was trying to fire him. He was trying to make good. He was trying to turn around what to make good on his bad decision, right? So okay, Warren gonna give him another chance. But now, instead of you being able to pick the head coach you want, now you got to run it by your boss.
Yep.
Your boss gonna be like, yay or nay. Instead of you basically took away your own power because you didn't want to fire this dude.
Facts.
First problem, right? Secondly, it's like Thomas Bryant. It sucks because the offense was dysfunctional for the whole season until he took over. Now you're gonna make him the head coach. Just make Eric Washington. Eric Washington got the energy. He can call the defense. He ain't got to focus on offense. Let Thomas Brown focus on offense. But now you're adding responsibility to his plate. Him and Caleb are building this rapport. Why do you want to take that away from them? Because now it's going to be harder for him. Now he has to be on the field. Remember, he's been in the booth calling plays. Now he got to be on the field calling these plays. Or are they going to make
that's what I said. I think if I had
Joseph
to guess,
call plays.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think if I had to guess, Gary Joseph takes over as OC for the rest of the season, and Washington State calls plays as the defensive coordinator.
Well, yeah, we know Washington calling plays. That's
but if I had to guess, I'm guessing that's what they do is they just make Kerry Joseph the OC.
Yeah. OC, yeah. Which, okay, that's fine.
Which I don't hate that because he's the quarterback's coach, so he works with Caleb directly anyway because, they work with the quarterbacks. So I wouldn't hate that necessarily anyway.
Yeah. No,
because he already has some sort of relationship in that sense with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Now, the question will be is does he go to the booth or does he continue to stand on the sideline? I think that's the question we would have to get answers to, but
because it's a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Calling the booth versus calling the field is different, right? Unless you got a guy in the booth that's like, hey, this is what I see, and maybe you should call this. Now, they could do that. I don't know. Yeah. But I don't think, I'm sure
I don't know if he got somebody.
Go ahead, bro.
I was just about to say that's something in this situation I don't think it's likely because that's somebody you got the utmost trust in, and up to this point, who knows if he knew anybody on this staff. So
very true.
Right.
So I think when it comes to the whole situation with him, he just really he's out there looking for a job. He's coaching right now for another head coaching opportunity or OC because it's just not likely for him to. It's not enough. It's 5 games left. It's not a large enough sample size. This is just not even his offense. He got probably a completely different offense of how he wants to run it. And who's to say that's going to mirror or match our new head coach and what he wants to do?
Right.
So that's why I say in the best case scenario for him is to get another job somewhere else, which he probably most likely will. And 2, in some weird case scenario, his tape has shown over the last 5 games, it would have to be an experienced coach that's been paying attention to be like, yeah, I want him on my staff. That's the best case scenario, but that's a weird scenario within itself because that don't normally happen.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I don't know because it's gonna be interesting to see who's available, right?
Yeah.
Everybody like Ben Johnson. I don't think Ben Johnson gonna leave.
Why would he want to come here?
But you got to think about it though. They did something. I don't know. We keep saying they did something that's never been done, but they're putting themselves out there now that they have fired that freaking coach. That's something now that's even worse if you don't fire the guy and then you're not.
I get that, but I think but then I think this is where I think they messed up. Is like, do some of these coaches want to coach knowing that maybe this could be Ryan Poles' last year, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, right? Like now, I don't know, right? I wouldn't know if this is Ryan Poles last year or not. But the fact that you even kept Matt Eberflus this long, and you're probably going to get another crack at a head coach, you have to get this hire right. Because if you don't, right,
over.
Kevin Warren probably fires him after the season next year. If things don't go the way they should go.
Yeah,
So what kind of experienced, or I should say quality head coach wants to go to that kind of situation?
And just think about this. He also got to fix the offensive line and all the other places that he neglected over the last couple of years or not addressed properly over the last couple of years. So now you're in a tough spot. You got to make sure you get the right coach. You got to get the team right. You know, you got to make some tough decisions all with your seat is high as hell. So it's like, well,
and I kept saying it. He put himself in this situation. The longer you allow him to be this coach, you're just putting yourself in a deeper hole.
Exactly.
Everybody that's here now is not going to be here next year, and they gonna start talking. And then when they go to their respective teams, but we already got we already know, like, we're not the most well ran organization for real. But now I feel like this year with this everything, like, bro, we was on First Take for almost an hour. I've never seen us been on First Take for an hour.
That's wild.
Everybody has their eyes set on, okay, this is a stupid ass organization.
Facts.
So that's where I was like, you shot yourself. Poles already shot himself in the foot. He made his job harder than what he needed to be.
He did.
I mean,
because like you said, Julius said he fired him at the beginning but during the offseason, right? He would have bought himself more time.
Not even bought himself, but bought himself some more time. Like the fact that the Bears did not even try to talk to Jim Harbaugh, it's the most stupid.
Right, like, bro, now you look dumb, right? Now you look stupid because you doubled down on the fact that you were keeping Matt Eberflus, right? And now that you fired at Matt Eberflus because everybody was on your head, you look bad as an organization. You just look bad. This is not
margin of error is slim.
It's very slim.
And he didn't have to go that route, right?
Facts.
So, okay, we can talk about the quarterback decision. You decided to make something, but you knew the history, right? So if you know the history and you talking about you want to change it, you taking the North and all this other crap he been said, why would you bring him back?
Exactly.
Especially when Kevin Warren is telling you, hey, dog, I think you should keep Justin, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Because I'm sure the conversation was, I want to keep Flus. Well, Warren probably like, well, if you're going to keep Flus, you need to keep Justin because it makes the most sense. But then he like, I want to keep Flus, so I'm going to get Caleb. If I'm Kevin Warren, I'm looking at him like, what?
And then Kevin Warren's probably like, okay, well, then you need to fire Matt Eberflus.
Right. And it's like, now now your boss looking at you sideways. Now George and them are looking at you sideways because they give you all this autonomy, all this power, and look what you've done with it, right? So now you looking crazy. Now everybody like, oh, now you're admitting the mistake. So again, like Steve-O and Zay just said, now you got these players that's gonna lead the team. They're gonna be talking about this stuff, bro.
Yep.
So you think players gonna really want to come here?
Exactly.
No.
Like we were talking about in the space. Somebody was talking one guy, Houston Texans fan. He was like, yeah, y'all can get some offensive linemen. What offensive lineman gonna come here?
The best thing the Bears can do is to go in there and just draft guys.
That's it.
I mean, that's what we can do at this point.
I fight with people on Twitter. They argue with me down and back, telling me Braxton is this, he's that, he's good. And I'm sitting here watching this guy trip over his own feet and getting
get penalties, racking up penalties.
Like, what are we doing?
How you gonna get Quentin Nelson to lead the Colts? If the Colts, let's throw a number out there. The Colts say we're gonna give you we gonna offer 5 years, $100 million. Okay, he gonna look for him to lead. The Bears gonna have to offer that man 150. Now somebody else can come in and do 120. He might bite it. The Bears gonna have to go way above everybody else for him to even think about coming in.
And guess what? I'll tell you this: they're gonna let Ryan Kelly walk before they let Quentin Nelson walk.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way.
And even Ryan Kelly ain't gonna come here for no cheap amount.
Right. Exactly.
They gonna have to, if you want to sign some offensive linemen, you're gonna have to overpay. Or
Yep.
like Zay just said, and Lee's been saying, and Steve-O been saying, draft better.
Draft better. This
all
is, like,
starts up front.
and so it's funny because someone put out a video talking about how Brad Holmes inherited the offensive line that the Lions got, and I'm like, you buffoon! No, he did not.
He did not.
I'm
He
like,
did not.
when he got there, their left tackle is Taylor Decker. Okay,
Yep.
fine, you keep him. He's a
And
good left tackle.
and don't forget the 40-year-old motherfucker. What Jason? What was his name? He used to play for Dallas. Hall of Famer.
Jason.
Oh
Kelly.
yeah. No. He talking about Jason Peters.
Jason Kelly. What the
Jason Pierce. Yeah.
Jason Peters.
He was there too. He
Peters
was our
wasn't
tackle
with the
too.
Lions.
He was.
I thought you was talking about.
Oh, he was.
Oh,
But, no, I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about Detroit, right? Like, because he was talking about how Brad Holmes didn't have to do much to fix that offense.
No, hell, shit, that's a lie.
But his
I mean,
first
drafted-
pick ever.
He drafted an all-pro freaking right tackle. So
Just saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And guess what? He been getting the offensive lineman. He been building the trenches. Every draft, help me if I'm wrong, and at least when she unfreezes it, he's drafted a lineman or somebody in the trenches. Every draft, right?
They left tackle they had out there was Skipper. He was 6'8". They didn't. You can tell Detroit knew kind of like he wasn't really like they didn't want to put him in any positions where he had to be compromised and the Bears could really like go crazy on him. So what they did was they did a couple of chips. They stayed under center. They was under center a whole lot that game. They was they was going crazy with us under the center, and then they worked some things off of that. But that's how offense.
That's what a big coach do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They understand the personnel. They understand the weakness of their own line, and they adjust to that.
Well, if
That's
they
not
wanted
nothing
to,
we was doing
if they wanted to, Steve-O, they could have ran the ball at a 12 personnel the whole game.
all game.
Had no way to stop.
And that's another reason why I don't like necessarily like the biggest fan of Ben Johnson because he goes away from what's working.
Facts.
Exactly.
Yes, he
He
does.
gives the football
Yes, he
to
does.
his right tackle,
Like
and that play makes no sense.
Like it's a lot of times they just start experimenting. Like, well, shit, we up, we can start throwing the ball. Nigga, no, run the ball. We can't stop it.
Right.
But see, the reason they can get back to that, to what works, is Dan Campbell. He give him a little rope. Hey, all right. And as soon as he starts seeing it go crazy, he like, oh, hell no.
All right, relax. Right, get back.
Relax.
To what
Right.
you
He'll
need to
be
do.
be like back on the horse now. Come on.
Get
You
back.
done went too far.
Let go.
Get the coach guy here. Get Mike Vrabel in here. We don't need to make it too cute. Get the
Right,
guy who
somebody.
has some experience.
I actually
That's
wouldn't
what
mind
I
Mike
said.
Vrabel.
Yeah, let's
I
get
wouldn't
it
mind-
this way.
I
Mike
wouldn't mind
Vrabel been my
Mike
number one choice.
Yeah, I
Mike
would.
Vrabel.
He should still be the Tennessee coach.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
he
was
should be.
stupidest, bro. They did him so bogus, man. I don't even understand that. Like,
I'm like, bro, y'all not.
blame it on
I'm
him.
like, y'all not losing because y'all not getting him the proper offense. He been in
They
his
don't have the
defense,
proper offense there now.
And let's keep it
rattle
real.
him with
Yeah,
Ryan
Mike
Tannehill.
Vrabel.
and he had his defense damn near playing elite, and they're not even that elite.
Julius. Mike Vrabel was the same guy who sat in there and said he was okay with letting Nate Davis. He was okay with letting Nate Davis go. He didn't care about letting him hit free agency. He was
Just
okay
like
with
that.
He's seen it. He's seen the desire of him not wanting to play football no more. He's seen it.
But he also
It's
is the
going.
same guy to be like, okay, you can know Derrick Henry gonna run. We gonna run it anyway.
Right.
And
I don't
stop.
care. Right.
I don't
You
care.
stop
That's
us.
what the Bears need.
Stop us.
So while
Bro,
everybody want to try to go
him with who was his OC that year?
But
LaFleur
Anyway,
and-
I think it was Arthur Smith. Him with Arthur Smith and Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. Bro, who was stopping that offense? All they did was run Derrick Henry. And do you blame him?
ew,
Hey,
under system, pistol, under center.
I
Exactly.
think his undoing was when they traded AJ Brown and he wasn't happy. Him and the GM just that was it. They once that
That
happened,
was dumb.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
it
like
was
you
stupid as
don't-
hell.
It's
Yeah.
like well, you don't get star players to come to you like that. It's Tennessee.
Right.
You drafted that dude. You pay him.
Hey,
Facts.
Steve-O, but everybody want these hot old coordinators that do all these little crazy plays.
Right, they want
rather than getting the guys who keep it simple and actually run the ball when you are literally averaging 11 yards running the ball.
Bro, I'd be
Everybody
And
wants
they,
that, though.
and they kill me with that old. Oh, I don't want to play Bears football. You don't have to, bro. We don't have a dome.
That
It's gonna get
exactly. I was gonna
cold.
say that. I'm like, especially in the winter time, like, dude, I'm running the football. Like, bro, I play outside in the cold.
Did y'all see what Green Bay did last night?
Yeah,
That's what
ran
the
the
Bears
ball.
got to do.
Hello.
Yep.
It was cold. I say you see we had Caleb throwing 40 fucking times yesterday in the dome.
Like
He threw
39.
39 times. He was 20 at 39. That's almost 50%.
But and this is nothing against Swift. I like Swift, but Swift is just he's not a guy that's gonna run through arm
He's
tackle.
a gadget.
He's a gadget.
I tried telling people that I hate Swift.
Like,
I don't.
But I ain't gonna lie. We need to get a new running back. This is Rojo third concussion.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's another
even
one.
too.
He's like Brisker. All these concussions, like, bro.
Yeah,
But-
it's terrible.
I love Rojo, but like, damn.
But
Right,
we
exactly.
want to trade Khalil Herbert for nothing and keep this Travis Homer out there.
Bro,
And we
Travis
had-
Homer. What dirt does
That's
Travis
another-
Homer have on Ryan Poles? That's the
And
question
that's
I
another
have.
thing about Ryan Poles that was blunders. You could have traded a Khalil in the offseason. You
Yep.
had a package ready for
Valens.
V12. Yeah, you had a package for him to go, but you trade him for shit.
You had a package for Justin.
Steve-O,
You had a package. You had
for Justin.
4 teams on
Release your
Justin.
fullback.
And you was like, nah, I'm gonna
you,
wait.
you release your fullback. Somebody
You idiot. Yeah.
You
Blocking
never
game.
even used Curry boxing game right. The day we got him, we never
Hey,
used him right.
Steve-O, that's when they should have knew to fire Shane. When Shane could not find a way to use Curry. Blast him.
Hey,
That's what they
Zay,
said.
he was too busy using
That's
Doug
what they
Kramer.
I'm gonna put Doug Kramer back there.
Hey,
Right.
right, he was too busy using
We
Doug
gonna give
Kramer
him
at the goal line.
too.
A
At the goal
motherfucker
line.
that ain't never ran a ball in his life.
But
Bro,
again,
he said I need
this-
that Doug Kramer goal line package.
But guess what?
That's
It
what he
all
said.
falls on Ryan Poles, in my opinion. And the reason why is you got Shane out here calling plays like he ain't never called plays in his life because Ryan Poles said, I'm going to draft Caleb and I'm going to draft Rome. So we got all these weapons.
And we got
Okay,
Keenan,
well,
and I got you
and-
Keenan.
Yeah.
I got Keenan.
So it's like you put him in a precarious position. Then it's like y'all succumb to the fans' wishes. We want to see Caleb throw the ball 70 million times a game. Okay, stupid. That ain't gonna work because he's a rookie. Because we all seen him make rookie mistakes. And now you're trying to force feed these guys, right? Keenan's been frustrated. DJ's been frustrated. Ron's been frustrated. You don't run the ball. You didn't use Swift at all, really. Then you didn't really use Rojo for half the season. You didn't use Khalil. You traded him for peanuts. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's all right. It starts with Ryan Poles because of his decision making. So you
know
force
what
a
it
lot of
was?
these things, bro.
I think year 2, he just fell into the trap of what most of the league fell into.
Yep.
He felt like everybody felt like they just got to go out there, get the quarterback, and go get their guy instead of not realizing where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because when he first got here, he basically mocked everything KC was doing.
Yep.
Correct.
I'm gonna get rid of all the bad contracts and I'm gonna build through the draft.
Mhm.
KC, if you looked at the time where he was there and the time he's left, who was the most paid players on that team? The O-line
Yep.
And Chris Jones.
and
Yep.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
But see the problem.
Everybody else was. We got out the draft, and then when it was time to pay, we did according to the position. If we knew we could find another version, AK Tyreek Hill, you got to go because I could find another fast motherfucker.
And they did Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like that's the thing. Like he just fell out the way of he resorted back to what a lot of these GMs do. They get pressured into this new football. It's not instead of realizing that the old football still works.
Still
And
works.
Steve-O, but our nose tackle go he gets hurt. What does Ryan Poles do? Go get a freaking safety. He cried for that he had to cut. That's what he go do.
Think about it, man.
And I love Torrey Taylor, but you go get a kicker.
Think about it, man. It's
freaking punter.
all these sports is the same, man. The basic stuff, the fundamentals of stuff of these sports, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, it's all there. And all these organizations try to go away from try to do the new hot thing, and it don't work. You see,
Bulls.
hey, everybody wants to be like, hey, let's get a quarterback. It's gonna change it. Wrong. You still need a running game. You still need a defense, and you still need to play complementary football. You look at Denver Nuggets, right? Everybody like, man, they won. You know why they won? Because Jokic is a big man. He took his ass to the post when they needed a bucket. He wasn't out there shooting threes, looking crazy. You know why the Dodgers won the World Series? It ain't because they had all these players. They got pitching. The thing that they didn't have the 5 years prior to that when they couldn't win the World Series.
Here's the thing, though, Julius.
Because you need pitching to win.
With the Nuggets and Golden State, right? Most of those players they drafted, right? And they developed, right? Were they signing these big free agents? Well, with the exception of KD, were they signing these big free agents off the street?
Nope. Not really. And the Warriors, everybody gets fooled into, the Warriors shot a lot of threes. No,
they didn't.
But they could do that though.
Even if they wanted to, they could because they had.
But it's them. They're everybody ain't them.
But they play fundamental basketball, which allowed them to have those 3-pointers because they had the guys that can shoot them, like Steve-O has said many of times. But y'all get confused, like, they shoot a lot of threes. No, they can shoot threes because Draymond Green sucks defense in because of his passing ability.
Exactly.
Then when they had the big men, i.e. David Lee or what's my
Andre
name? Or David Lee. Yeah, they can do that because they can throw it down to them dudes. They can get a bucket. Even my man that's there now. I love him. I can't remember.
Kevon Looney.
Looney. Everybody like, Looney, bro. Looney can
do his job.
Right, he does what he's asked to do.
So they don't have.
And the same thing with the Bulls. You trying to mock what Boston is doing, shooting all these threes. Y'all not Boston when y'all can't even do the fundamental. Y'all can't run a fast break.
Exactly.
Bro, what I've been saying. Remember, everybody be like, "Man, Vooch is it, bro." If Vooch has somebody, if somebody can throw the ball consistently to Vooch, he is a monster. But what's the problem? The Bulls ain't have a freaking point guard for 3 years since Lonzo's been hurt. They finally got Josh Giddey, who's decent. Vooch looks like the old Vooch. Looks like All-Star Vooch.
And you got him another. You got DeMar out his way.
Can you tell Billy Donovan to stop telling his players to shoot a bunch of threes, please?
That's
what he want to do.
It's the fundamentals, and that's what I was trying. It's like, why do people just we always get enamored with the new hot thing instead of sticking to what's working? You think Kansas City winning because they throwing the ball all over the field?
No,
they winning because of their defense right now. Patrick Mahomes has 11 picks right now,
and every time he throws like that, they lose. They lost.
Yep,
they lost that game when he lost when they were supposed to do it.
Yep,
like you saw him against Buffalo. I'm sure everybody watched that game. What happened? Buffalo shut that down.
Damn.
Buffalo said,
they ain't even really use Kareem Hunt. Stupid.
No,
you used in the last 4 weeks.
They tried to use Mahomes, and Buffalo was like, "Fine, keep throwing picks, please. Yeah. We'll capitalize off."
Go ahead and throw it 33 times.
Right.
Guess who's gonna get the ball a lot today though? Kareem Hunt and Pacheco. If Pacheco plays,
especially because it was like the first cold game they had played all season. I would have been running with Kareem Hunt.
Ain't no way Kareem Hunt getting under. He had 14 touches that game. That's
exactly stupid.
It's like when the Ravens choose not to run Derrick Henry.
Bro,
run Derrick Henry. You win the game 9
I
times
don't care.
out of 10.
I don't care what weather it is. Run Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. I'm telling you right now.
9 times out of 10, you win that game when you run Derrick Henry. The games that don't run Derrick Henry, they lose every time.
The playoffs, they better run the mess out of Derrick Henry.
They need to be running Derrick Henry.
I really don't. I just don't understand where people forgot that running opens up the passing game. Like, where did that go from? Like,
bro,
they don't get it, man. They do not get it.
Hyped up these quarterbacks and all these stats and all stuff.
You can scheme them open. You can't always scheme motherfucker open. We can figure out what scheme.
Look at that person behind Elise in the background. He's having his most efficient season since he's been in NFL. Look at his numbers.
Just getting on the center and making important plays.
When you have J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, bruh, I'm running the football. Like, come on,
I'm just saying, we told y'all back in April when they hired Jim Harbaugh what was going to happen. I told y'all, I said, do not get him in fantasy because you're going to be mad.
Right, you're going to be mad because you know why? Jim Harbaugh likes to run the football, right? Mm-hmm. It's what he did at Michigan. And guess what? It won him an Natty, did it not?
He did it at Stanford. He did it
at Stanford with Andrew Luck. He did it in San Francisco.
And he did it in San Francisco, right? Yep, he did in San Francisco too with Frank Gore.
Wear you out with the running game.
Yeah, he'll run.
But now-
He does not care.
But now he's got an elite quarterback. So now he's got an elite quarterback to go with that running game. I'm just saying, bro. He don't need the elite quarterback to throw 40 times because he know my running game gonna keep going.
Right.
And watch.
And Justin Herbert can still get his explosive plays. So like
And
come
guess
on.
what?
Like,
And Blake Corum finna start getting touches because J.K. Dobbins hurt. Ain't nothing gonna stop.
You mean Gus Edwards?
What
Blake
Gus
Corum's
Edwards
with the
there?
Rams.
Oh, is he with the Rams? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant Gus Edwards. Yeah.
He with the Rams.
Yeah.
But it's bro, it's not rocket science at all, bro. Like, I watch it I'll be watching all the games, bro. I watch it some team every time. I'm like, see what happens when you run the football? Wow, look at that. You're moving well down the field when you're running. Like, I feel like this is so hard for teams to comprehend. Like, when I was watching that Thursday night game with Cleveland and Pittsburgh, I'm like, I would be running the football up and down each other's throats. It's snowing and freaking you can't see. So why am I throwing the football in this kind of weather? Bro, the minute they started running the football, right? The minute Pittsburgh started running the football, what happened? They scored like 3 touchdowns after that.
Who did they run the ball with?
They ran it with Justin, Jalen Ward, and Najee Harris.
Mm-hmm.
This is not hard. Like and guess what Cleveland does? You run Nick Chubb. Again. And guess what? Nick Chubb runs off a big run and then runs in the touchdown.
Like I said, everybody just want Everybody want Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
There's only one Patrick Mahomes, Steve-O. There's only
one.
Like
I said, I remember I had a conversation and people was not trying to hear it. And I was like, y'all don't get the bigger picture. Because it was when we had Justin. I said, what if Justin just turned into Eli? But we winning.
You winning.
No, I don't want that. He a top pick. I'm like, see, that's y'all fucking problem. Y'all don't want to win.
I'm not even mad about them even drafting Caleb. I'm mad about the fact that they got cute and tried to draft a receiver when you had an opportunity to grab a lineman. Like,
I'm mad.
I'm mad.
I wasn't mad either.
Go ahead.
My bad.
I was going to say, I was only mad because you didn't fire Matt Eberflus when you decided that's what you were doing.
Yes.
I'm mad. I know. I would say what I'm mad at. I'm mad that we put such an onus on the quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm mad at.
Like
I understand the quarterback is a very essential and very important part of the game of football. Correct. But for you to have the mindset that you're just going to find your guy and he's going to change everything is just stupid to me. That's a stupid mindset to have as a GM, coach, or anything in the game of football.
Yeah,
you can't change it without help.
Your mindset should be trying to enhance everything around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not just, he the guy, he gonna bail me out.
No.
Patrick Mahomes didn't change the Chiefs around. He walked into a great situation. That's what y'all be confused about.
Yep.
This man ain't changed no situation around. Yes, he's the generational talent of this generation. But he didn't change no situation because Kansas City was good with or without his ass. He just made them better.
And guess what? Patrick Mahomes will tell. Why do you think Creed Humphrey got that big contract?
Like why
do you think he got that big contract?
Let's look at all the consistent teams, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore. Lamar didn't walk into a terrible situation.
No,
he not
back up. He had a Hall of Fame Hall of Fame in front of him, teaching him the ropes.
Patrick Mahomes,
Joe Flacco.
He had a really, really good starter in front of him named Alex Smith. You see what I'm saying? These dudes ain't walking to terrible situations.
Look at Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was behind who? Brett Favre. Who was Jordan Love behind? Aaron Rodgers.
I think sometimes.
Or you look at.
Go ahead. My bad, Julius.
No, you could go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say really quick. I think sometimes, including myself, our fans, we forget who is our head coach. Let me speak. He's not a head coach no more. So who was our head coach? Mm-hmm. So I think we forget that. Oh shucks, like a lot of the stuff Caleb did, like I don't know if he's gonna be able to get through with it because of that coach. I don't know if we're gonna have a bunch of winning drives because of the decisions this coach make.
Mm-hmm.
I think we forget sometimes, including myself, that Matt Eberflus is the head coach. He was the head coach of the Bears. I don't know why.
So let me
that's another thing. right? You even look at the Bryce Young situation with the Panthers, right? They benched him for Andy Dalton, right? Guess what? He comes back. The Panthers look a lot better, right? And I wasn't even on board with them benching him, right? I wasn't even on board with that. But it looked like that was the best thing the Panthers could have done for him. I'm just saying.
Anthony Richardson's playing under control now a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at the stats, you would have thought he played terrible, but Elise said she was there, and the dude's dropping the ball.
No, I was watching the game. Like he looked fine. Yeah, they just missed a bunch of drop passes. There was just a bunch of drop passes.
There's Tom Brady gave us everything we needed to know. He told the reason why these quarterbacks are struggling so much. Right. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you put 1 week of it, if I'm not, he was going for 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Who?
2 weeks of Richardson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was gone after like
2 weeks of just sitting back and watching.
Yeah,
you
2
see
weeks.
how much drastically that improved on him.
Correct.
Even with Justin, people talk about, oh, he ain't doing that much. He was turning the ball over here. He ain't turning the ball over there.
So what?
He's watching.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. So So think about this. I'll just think about it. We were talking. So we know the shortcomings of Flukes, right? But think about it. The way he coached played a lot into how our quarterbacks played, right? And I say this, right?
Of your coach.
So think about this. Everybody be like, Justin to turn the ball over in critical situations fourth quarter. Well, Caleb just made a big mistake yesterday. Why is that? Probably the head coach.
Hey, Julius, why is Caleb Williams always taking a sack at the most inopportune time of the game?
That's what I'm saying. So
he's not ready for the situation.
Again, we're not saying Justin doesn't need to play better. But if you're seeing similar things, similar patterns, maybe it's not on the quarterback, guys. It was the coach. It's the way they're being coached.
Because I noticed that. I noticed that a lot. I was like, why are we always taking a sack here? Why is there always a sack in the fourth quarter?
Because it kills me. Because we see it in this border. Oh, Justin wouldn't got us to this point. Okay, we got to the point. We're still losing. So what is that telling us?
Right.
What the problem was, see, everybody looks at it certain, like you're trying to compare apples to apples. If you look at it, he did get us to a lot to these points, but
he did. I
2022, a lot of times the defense turned around and gave the shit back up. He went down the field and got his points, but then the defense like, nah, we're not gonna play today.
Minnesota
and a lot of
Detroit,
Denver. Both games in Detroit.
Yeah, Denver. Minnesota. The Minnesota game. Yeah,
the rookie year game against Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. Like, come on, man. Like, so again, Matt Eberflus is the guy.
I feel like this has to be addressed. My issue with that whole thing is, why are we still on talking about this man? Like the way y'all slurped and clowned about Caleb Williams for months. All I hear out of your mouth is about somebody who's in Pittsburgh playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It doesn't make sense. You literally cried and worshiped and begged and all this other stuff about Caleb Williams for months, literal months. He's in Chicago now, and I don't even hear a peep about him. All I'm hearing about is Justin Fields this, Justin Fields that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I do not care. I don't care.
Also, please stop using he's a backup as your argument as part of your argument.
Especially when you don't know the plan of the whole situation.
Exactly.
But guess what?
I've been more so focused on just
it mind boggles me because the people that hold on today, real quick. The people that do that don't even know the situation. They don't know the situation at all. They're just talking the talk. So since you don't know the situation, just shut up and move on.
Well, here's the thing,
Keep
right?
Slurping the jockstrap of Caleb Williams.
Here's the thing. Y'all are saying that he's a backup, blah, blah, blah. You know that Pittsburgh wanted him to be the starter, but Ryan Poles wouldn't pull the trigger on the trade. So then what they had to do? Okay, we're going to go to Russell Wilson. Guess what? They still wanted Justin, but they had to get a guy because they knew they were moving on from Kenny Pickett. So guess what? They signed Russell Wilson, and they told him, you're going to be the guy this year. And then Chicago comes calling, hey, man, what's up? You want to do this deal? Okay, fine. Not only do we have Russell Wilson, now you're gonna give us our guy for the future. We wanted him this whole time, but we had already said, Russell, you the guy for this year, so they can't go back on their word.
They said it works out in their favor.
It works out in their favor. So again, this whole he's the backup.
Justin gets to learn from a Hall of Fame quarterback. So like, what are we doing?
They working on a deal in the background with Justin this whole time. So y'all that don't know that, you just know now.
Right now, you know. Jeez, like, dang, like at least know the situation before you open your mouth, because you sound dumb every time you open it.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah, again, like my co-host was saying, let's just talk about Caleb. Like Justin is doing good. So
Justin's happy living his life. Like move on already.
I've been more so worried and focused on Caleb doing what he's doing with inept around him with the coaching position.
Exactly. And that's what you should be doing, Zay. He's the quarterback for the Bears, is he not?
Right. Why we right? That's my whole thing.
I just
on my lab. Did you check Justin's Twitter? No.
Why? Why would I check his Twitter?
I don't care.
Who cares?
Like
he should care. He should. Why is, like I said, a lot of people just showing me why they can't get over fucking relationships because y'all keep looking back. Justin not worried about what's happened. It happened. I'm focused on the future.
Exactly.
Same with us.
Exactly.
Caleb is our future.
Right.
Exactly.
And here's my thing. And I was saying this to at least like I like Caleb. I like what he's doing so far, but I'm not going to for me personally, I want to see the organization do different things before I go all in on
me too.
Caleb is our guy. Don't get me wrong, he is the guy. I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm not, because the problem I'm seeing is the same thing I see all the time with us Chicago fans.
We got a quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, you going all in. We got a quarterback. We got this. Well, guess what? Let's just say
we can ruin that mug too.
Yes, let's just say we hired the wrong coach again. And then Caleb doesn't look like he looks right now. Then what y'all gonna say? He's not the guy?
Right. That's exactly what they're gonna say, Julius. They're gonna be like, he's not the guy. And I'm be like, what?
I'm gonna still ride with Caleb. I'm gonna still ride with him.
Well, not you, Zay, but
but you get what I'm saying, though, right? It's gonna turn into
because these same niggas act like they didn't say Justin was the guy when he was sitting here spinning off niggas in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying the same thing, but like I said, y'all don't never want. You can only put the onus on players so much because, like I've said, in the last 10 years, that's like 300 players. So all 300 of them motherfuckers suck.
No,
apparently.
Hey, Steve-O, it's just like when we talk about the Bears as far as GMs. I don't believe all of the Bears GMs that they hired are really, really that stupid. I do think there's some inept in the franchise that was holding them back to firing coaches in season or getting the coaches they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be.
It has to be. That's why I said I think George is a common denominator in all.
He lying. He keeps lying. I keep trying to. That's my thing. He keeps saying, "Oh, I'm gonna step back." You're not stepping back all the way.
You're not stepping back.
If you were. He keeps saying I'm a fan. Well, if you're a fan, then you would be doing what?
Then shut the fuck up.
You be doing what old girl does in Detroit.
If you're a fan, she's a fan. If you're a fan, Mark Cuban was a fan. If you're a fan, what's my man for the Harris for the Commanders? They're all fans. But guess what? Their organizations look better than yours, homeboy.
Right. You know why? Because they move out the way. Like, just move.
I'm gonna go call Bill Polian because I need Bill Polian to help me.
They give them all the resources. They give their organization the resources to do what they got to do. They provide the money and they stay out the way.
And they stay out the way.
Fans, but guess what? When that organization isn't doing well, what the hell going on? What's up?
Here's the common denominator. The Bears could have had Nick Saban as their coach, but you know who stopped that? It was Ted Phillips and it was Jerry Angelo.
Can't stand Ted Phillips. I'm triggered.
Like the staff that Nick Saban wanted to bring in, and that's the reason that's the reason why it didn't happen. It was
Bruce. We could have had Bruce Arians.
They were literally inside the freaking sitting in the airport with each other. Jerry Angelo and Nick Saban.
We were this close to Bruce Arians. Yeah. We messed it up by announcing it publicly.
And what was that John Fisher year?
Yep.
Fox, I mean.
Yeah. We were that close to Bruce Arians, bro.
It was Trestman.
Well, Trestman
might have been Trestman.
Fox. Yeah, Trestman.
It was one of them.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
The point is like we should have had Bruce Arians. Like the contract was already laid out and everything, and we blew that too. Like, bro.
He wanted to come here too.
And he wanted to come here. That's what I'm saying. Like, we literally were that close to getting Bruce Arians.
Man was finna be like, yep. And then they was like,
and that's my thing with like Mike. I don't know if we're gonna get Mike because you're not finna tell Mike what the fuck to do.
Facts.
First of all, Mike ain't leave.
No, I'm talking
Mike
about
Vrabel.
Oh, Vrabel. Oh, yeah, Vrabel. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he's not gonna come here if he's not gonna be able to do what he needs to do to get the team where he feels.
And that's my thing. And that's my thing with Poles. Like people are trying to give him some grace. Like, well, he might be getting strongholded by the owner. Well, nigga, why you take the job?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a GM. GMs don't come by you. He had an opportunity to be a Vikings GM too. Stop. I don't want to hear that shit. If you knew the pressures that was coming, you knew how hard it is to be a GM, you put yourself in this situation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear no. Oh, I will sit here from this day on. Drop your nuts, dog. Shut the hell up. Get out my face. You called me on contract under it says I'm the general manager. You are the fucking owner. You paying me to do my job. Let me do my job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come here telling me, oh, I got a list of coaches for. Shut up. Go take your mama dialysis. Don't worry about me.
You stupid, bro.
Step out the way.
Because, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Dude, like George needs to learn to just, bro, go read a book or something. I don't know. The fuck?
Right, go to fucking lake. Read a book.
For real.
Remember
your house.
Remember who everybody was clowning the last 2 years as far as GMs? Everybody was clowning Quezzy. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where y'all let now?
What Quezzy has done.
Where y'all let now?
He got the coach.
I don't hear none of y'all talking about him now. I ain't seen that man name show up in no Twitter feed, nothing. But y'all had all kinds of smoke for him last year. What about this year? I ain't think so. I don't think so.
Exactly.
Y'all just love hot moment. Y'all just love hot topics.
Bro, I saw people try to go after Brian Gutekunst. I'm like, we are the last people on this earth to go at Eddie Packers GM. Bye.
Oh, people was going after him when he drafted Van Ness. Why would you get Van Ness that high?
Why would you get Van Ness?
I'm like, we can't question nobody.
I don't know what.
And look at how that's turned out for him, though.
Van Ness showed out last.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, like, bro,
he won the best at his position.
Why would he draft 2 tight ends in the same draft?
And then
it's working.
What was that? If you watch the Eagles against the Rams, yeah, the Rams lost, but did you see Jared Verse and my man
Braden Fitz? Braden Fitz. He's from my area, bro.
I reckon.
Jared Verse will push a motherfucker with one hand.
So guess what? Ryan Post passed up on both them dudes.
Jared Verse was pushing Braxton Jones across the freaking city of Chicago.
Bro.
I see him. I see him go past Polina. Just on me, like I can't do it.
That man lifted that dude from the Eagles.
Hey, Julius, you see Bo Limmer there in the Rams too, out there balling.
Yep.
Center. He's a center. Could have had him too. Let me stop, bro.
That other guard, what he played for? That was good. That we could have drafted.
That Steelers guard that we.
Steelers guard, yeah.
That's why
you talking about Mason McCormick?
Or Mason
McCormick?
Mason McCormick,
bro. Dude, and the dude's from South Dakota State, bro. Get a white country dog, bro. I'm telling you,
and I'm not mistaken. He might have been on our Senior Bowl team too.
He was.
Okay, I told you it would finally hit me. That's who it was. It was Mason McCormick. I remember.
I wanted him so bad.
And I remember I was like, who the hell is Mason McCormick? And then I heard his name. I was like, oh, wow. He must be really good. And then now look at it. That's
bro,
who
look at it.
I will remember eventually.
He's balling, bro. Zach Frazier, too. I wanted him, too.
It was Mason.
They got both. That is how? How can we not get 2 dudes like that, bro?
Because the GM he's so worried about. The GM is so worried about trying to get guys from Chicago. Get guys.
I don't care if they're from Chicago or not. Them twos was dogs, bro. I wanted Cody Mouch last year for that reason. I'm like, bro, he's country and white. They are dogs, okay? Like, they will fight anybody.
They've been lifting baby cow since 4 years old.
Man, for real. Like, bro, I wanted both of them dudes, and we ain't get one. I would have been happy with just one. We ain't get one. I was hit, bro. I'm like, yo, we could at least take a Mason McCormick, bro.
We got a punter though.
Hey, that punter's, bro. We could have used that pick on Mason McCormick, bro. I'm so I'm heated, bro.
It's crazy. That might be the best pick of that draft.
I mean, for real, bro. Tell you when I'm heated, bro. And then now he's added the neck roll back in his life, bro. He looks like bro. I'm like, dog. Like this could have been. Oh man, bro. I don't like to talk about it. Because I just watched these other teams. Like, I watched Cooper Beebe last night. I'm just like, we could have had him, too. But we could have had Cooper Beebe, bro. We could have had Mason McCormick. We could have had...
I think Beebe went before us.
He did?
He went before us. Yeah.
A pick before?
He went like a couple of picks before. Like, he put in that before it was us.
When? What, third round?
Yeah, he went in the third round. Like, literally a couple.
I would have taken him second round. I thought he was that good.
Sure. That's what I'm saying.
He actually fell though. Well, I would have taken him second round, or I would still. You could have traded back up though. I mean, you still could have traded.
Because I don't understand.
What was our pick? What was our pick in the third round?
It was 75.
Kyron Amagaji.
Yeah, he got picked.
Yeah, it was.
He got picked 2 picks before.
And I'm not saying he can't be great, but why would you get a guy that's hurt, that's coming off a quad injury?
Yeah, you could have taken. You still could have. Then
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I probably would have taken Van Pran there. Then
I'm not.
That speaks to Poe's over height. I'm not gonna say over height. What's the word I'm looking for? He's overconfident in Larry. Not Larry. He's overconfident in Braxton Jones.
Yeah, I'm looking like, what do they see in this game?
I'm not drafting no motherfucking lineman out of Yale.
Right.
And Steve-O, especially if you don't got the coach that actually can coach the freaking dude. Exactly. This guy haven't developed nobody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
You know what, man?
You are not at no risk for no projects on the line.
So here's the thing, right? I feel like, I don't know. I kind of like, we know Getsy when he ain't good. Because he went to another place and is not, he ain't doing that.
And then got fired twice in 1 year.
Right.
Harry Heastand left and he's decent again. So he's back to Harry Heastand, right? But he wasn't developing guys while he was here. Well, maybe the organization is the problem. I'm not saying that Chris Morgan is good or bad. I don't know, because I know that the head coach he was garbage. So for me, I want to see what the team looks like these next 5 games to kind of get a good indication of do we have the personnel that can be successful, or just what it is. Because I just feel like Blues handicapped this team a lot, man. But in all areas.
But you'll never truly know that because of, and I'm not saying, I think Thomas Brown has done some things as a play caller to not make it as bad. But when you got Chris Morgan in there, who just like, I don't know what his protections are. I don't know what they're being taught inside that room. I just don't get it. Like, I don't know if we'll see much of a difference from the offensive line because Chris Morgan is still on the freaking staff. No, I do think it's going to be better. They're going to
fire Chris Morgan.
Like yeah, they're going to fire him. But I would say this: the offensive line, if we gonna be for real, they've been better under Thomas Brown. Nah, they great.
Yeah, they
have. Again, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, go ahead, Steve.
No, I was gonna say because he don't have a coordinator on third down having his running backs. I mean, his wide receivers run for 15 yards down the field. That's why.
Because if we're running a lot of same concepts, but they're doing it better. Again, was Waldron handicapped by Flus? Is Flus like, if Flus doing it, was he saying this, saying all these, don't do that, don't do this? Because they run a lot of same stuff, but hey,
I think Waldron
team look different.
I think Waldron's problem was he even had problems when he was with Seattle because Pete Carroll had to keep them together on certain calls that they had that just didn't make sense. Certain screen passes that was behind the sticks. So I do think Waldron was not prepared. He was not prepared, and I still think he should have been with Sean McVay because it's a lot of his game. he's just not like he doesn't have it yet. Like he especially ain't no freaking head coach. He's just a play caller. That's all he is. And he still need to, and even then, he's like freaking, he's not even good at that point. So I still think Waldron need to go back and go back in the books and maybe do a restart because it's a lot of things in his game that's just not there. Like it just don't make sense. All of the freaking the shotgun runs, they gotta let that go, man. The name of the game.
Again, yeah, they not setting the line. They not setting the line. They not setting no edges. They wasn't doing nothing. It was just like it was all disjointed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just feel like it may have been Fluke's game plan, man. Because if you think about it, the team has been disjointed, especially the offense, for 3 years.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for 3 years. Damn near.
All right, y'all. 3 years. I got a dip.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be on here. We ain't gonna be on here.
Yeah, but
man. I was just telling Duke that in his DM, man.
But y'all thank y'all for having me. I gotta dip real quick. Appreciate it.
Now you good, bro. You good. Hey, you always welcome, man. We'll holler at you later on. Appreciate you coming on.
For sure.
Later.
But no, I just feel like it's a lot of things that we're gonna see. The 49ers game, I don't know, we'll see, but I'm interested to see how the team performs the last 5 games to see how much different they are. Because to me, there's certain things that they'll do. You be like, yeah, we didn't do that for 3 years. Yep, nope, that looks different. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like even though he had a good defense, it was times where he would just soft zones and say, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I don't even like, come on, bro. Like, it's just it's I don't know, man.
Yeah, we got to go back to the drawing board. It's time this team really start focusing up on the trenches and making sure we solidify everything with the trenches. And then, like, if you really think about the team, we are to a couple of trenches away on the offensive line and depth, a little bit of depth, and a little bit of trenches away on the defensive line, and a head coach away from actually being what?
Yeah. Good.
Contenders,
yeah. Good. Really good. Because that's where it starts. You don't got no dog. We have very few dogs on either side of the trenches, right? You got a couple scattered here and there, but it's not enough to be like, not everybody's not a dog. It's like Detroit has dogs all up front, right? Well, guess what? They brought in guys that may not have been a dog in the other situation, but because you got 4 other dogs in there next to you, you have no choice but to be a dog.
And Ali McNeil, he just took Tevin Jenkins and just
the way he murdered Tevin Jenkins like that was crazy.
Yo, that man should be charged for that.
Like he took Tevin and said, "Whoop."
Tevin Jenkins, man.
That man should be charged for murder because he destroyed that dude. Man.
Yeah, and I have never seen Tevin. Just this year, I've never seen him look this bad.
Bro, I think Tevin about to lead though.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting though.
I think he about to lead though.
He should.
Well, guess what? If he got a 5-game audition,
he wasn't the right fit for Chicago, regardless. And I don't understand why they drafted him, a guy who had a back injury to begin with. He knew he had injury problems.
I mean, for real, that's low key true because he's had back problems. Didn't he have a neck injury like 2022 or something?
Yeah, he had neck injury.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So like.
No, he had neck injury in 22. That's why he was out for I think the second half of the season he was out.
Yeah, he was out for a minute because he had a neck injury.
Right. That's right. He got that. Yeah, I remember that.
That was shortly.
It was Eagles.
Eagles, I think. Yeah, the Eagles.
That was shortly after. That was right after we had the game. We did like 4 games in a row, 30 points. He got hurt right after that.
Yeah, he got hurt like right after that, and then we fell off again.
Fell off the cliff, bro.
Like, we fell off again.
Man. Yeah. So it's like, come on, man. You
know? It will be interesting to see what happens these next 5 games and the off season, right? I feel like for Ryan Poles, this is probably his last chance. And I think he knows that. And I think that he needs to nail this head coaching hire. He needs to get this 100% right. Because if it isn't right, he's going to be gone with the next head coach we bring in here.
This is his Super Bowl.
This is that important. This is that important. So he has to get this right. If he doesn't, it's over. I'm just going to keep that a buck with y'all. It's over if he doesn't get this right.
He got to hire the right guy first. In the draft, he's got to draft.
He's
right.
got to fix the offensive line.
You can't go in that draft and wide receivers in the top 10.
Right. You need to fix the offensive line. Like you need to fix the offensive line. You need to find a way to get free agents in here too.
I know some people talking about Genty, but you cannot draft Genty. No. Please, people, stop putting.
Oh, Ashton Genty. Yeah, no, please, we don't need a running back. We need offensive linemen.
I'm not saying we don't need a running back because I think you can address that later.
You can address that later, though. Yeah, that's true. But if Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks is on the board when you pick, that should be the pick. No excuses. It should be Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks, whichever one is there.
And I'm gonna get. And if you asking me, I'm getting the guy from Kansas over Genty. I'm just saying, he got a greater body of work.
Yeah, he does. You're talking about what's his name?
Damn, his last name.
Neil.
Neil. Yeah. His body of work is better. His long body of work is better than Genty.
And you know what? I'm still drafting. I'm drafting a center. I'm not leaving this draft without a center. Bryce Foster from Kansas.
You know what's going to be so hard is that when Mason Graham is on the board and Ryan Poles take him right there because it's going to be that's a real situation. That's going to be hard.
Actually, I'm not even fit to lie. We do need D-line help, and Mason Graham is actually decent. I wouldn't hate that.
Well, see, you can draft Mason Graham for depth, right? Because we know Billings and with Pickens, we don't know his health, right? He's been struggling with a groin injury all year.
Right.
And groin injuries are just tricky. Man.
I wouldn't hate that, actually. I wouldn't even hate that pick.
But you put Mason Graham, as depth. So you'll have Mason Graham, Zach Pickens, Billings, and then
Gervon.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's a solid 4 right there.
Yeah. Because
you just need another edge to go along with Montez and Walker, because then you can rotate Walker in with the other 4.
I also like Nick Scorton from Texas A&M, the edge rusher.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if we took him either. If he's there, I would not mind that at all. I actually really like him.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the tackle from West Virginia, the left tackle from West Virginia.
He's Wyatt Millum. I'm gonna have to see what his arm length is.
I don't know what the arm length is, but
his
I know
arms look short.
For 3 years,
I know, but his arms look short. He might be like Peter Skoronski, where he'll have to transition to guard.
Oh yeah, Peter looks good at Tennessee for y'all that's wondering. Let's keep it score.
It'd be interesting though because I feel like
I think and I think that's a lot of this draft class is a lot of them you have to see what their arm length is because a lot of them look like they have short arms. So you have some guard tackle. Like you have tackles that might have to play guard in.
But we need a guard though, especially if you don't resign.
We do.
I feel like if you get the right coach in here, I feel like a lot of these guys we talking about. I'm not saying Braxton is going to be the starting left tackle, but maybe you draft a tackle. But a lot of these guys like who? Like I look at guys like Darnell Wright. I mean, he's really the only person because everybody else been playing.
He's the only one I'm not replacing on that.
Those guys look a lot better under better coaching.
Like, I'm not. Darnell Wright's the only guy I'm not replacing.
Ryan Bates too.
It's over.
He's not bad.
He's not bad, but the problem is he's got arthritis and it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
I'm telling you right now,
and then he has this concussion. Yeah, it's
arthritis ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I've been hurting when the weather getting cold because
and when the weather gets cold, it gets even worse.
So like he might be a good guy, but when you dealing with arthritis and that ain't going nowhere, he might have to just hang it up.
Yeah,
it might be over because you don't get up. There's no cure for it, so you got to deal with pain management. And again, he could probably play, but your pain tolerance. Are you really want to deal with that? Because it's no joke, man. I'll tell you, I went to the doctor 2 days ago because I just had a regular point. My knee was hurting like crazy. Yesterday, hurting like it's. I'm telling you, it's arthritis is no joke. And I remember when Elise told me he had arthritis. What I told you, I said, oh yeah, we probably gonna see him this year.
Yeah.
What did we ain't barely seen him.
I mean, at least the worst thing that happened was, and I hate, and it might seem like a small thing now, but it might hurt at the end. At least we gave that. At least it was just a 5th round pick and nothing else. Like,
right?
You know, it's bad, but at least it's just that.
Yeah, I agree there. So I think I'm rehauling the whole thing if your name is not Darnell Wright.
Yeah.
I'm rehauling the whole thing. So left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, all of that is getting revamped.
Yeah. They got to.
All of that is getting. So I'm looking at Kelvin Banks and Wyatt Millum and Will Campbell in the draft. I'm looking at maybe you could get Trey Smith. I don't know. I feel like Mahomes is going to fight like hell to keep him, so we'll have to see.
I'm looking at guys like Booker. I'm looking at guys like
Tyler Booker. I like him.
It's going to be hard to get Trey Smith because especially, let's just say Kansas City wins.
That's what I'm saying. If Mahomes fights like hell to keep him, right, that's what I'm saying. And if Mahomes is like, no, I want him here, it's going to be hard to – it's going to be hard for Kansas City.
And he didn't got paid – what? Trey Smith didn't got paid twice, right? Already? Or one?
No, this would be his first new contract.
First new contract? Okay. So
that's what I say. Unless Mahomes is like, yeah, he could leave. But if Mahomes goes to Rob Veach and say, no, I want him back, they're going to repay him. So I think that's maybe, but I find it hard to believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to not fight for him to be back on the roster.
Yeah, nah.
Same with Quentin Nelson. Maybe I wouldn't say rule it out, but again, I don't see how Indy lets him walk. Maybe
he's their best offensive lineman. Why would you let him
but he's their best offensive lineman.
He one of the best in the game. Like it's like San Francisco. They wasn't really letting Trent Williams go. Yeah, they could be all like us. They didn't really want to pay him, but they knew. Guess what? When other teams started calling us like, hey, Trent, what you want now?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna look at the free agent guards.
Yeah, it's a lot of this
and see who's available.
Yeah, we have to talk about that on the next couple of shows since we know the Bears season is over with pretty much. We just gonna be watching just to see what they do. But I think we should start talking about that, especially now that we got this 12-team playoff.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely need to talk about that.
When is it? You talking about college football? That's
college football. Yeah, college football. We talk about that. So I want to hear y'all thoughts on who y'all think. Who y'all really think got a chance to win? Who pretenders? Who contenders?
All we can say, Julius, is pray for the Bears. That's what I said.
Yeah. So there's a couple decent guards in this guard class that I'm looking at, but I don't know if I would sign any of them to big money like that. I mean, the biggest name is probably Zach Martin, but who knows? At his age, he might retire because he's 34. You'll have James Daniels, Austin Corbett, Kevin Zeitler, who's having a really good season. Will Hernandez, Nate Herbig, Ben Bredesen, John Feliciano, Wes Schweitzer, Dalton Risner, Evan Brown, Tevin Jenkins, Liam Eichenberg, Greg Van Roten. So, I mean, it's not a crazy class, but there's some decent guys, I feel like.
And I feel like Mekhi Becton is going to get it. It's going to happen. He's going to get overpaid because he's assistant.
I don't see him on here.
Mekhi Becton?
Yeah.
They really signed him to a one-year deal.
Maybe they put him as tackle. Let me see if they put him as tackle. I know he plays guard, but I don't see him on the guard list is what I'm saying. So I'm going to see if they listed him as a tackle.
Because he was a tackle and then they converted him, right? To guard.
It'll be interesting, though, for this offseason. And I think, man, I'm not worried about anything else but them trenches. That's all I care about.
See, they put him as a guard. I mean, a tackle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they put him as a right tackle on here, which this actually looks like a good tackle class in terms of free agents. This actually isn't a bad tackle class.
Hey,
now that I'm looking at it. You got Cam Robinson, Garrett Bowles, Joseph Noboom, Ronnie Stanley, Tyrone Smith, Patrick McCarry, Morgan Moses, Jedrick Wilson, Alec Jackson. This is a decent class. You might be able to get a decent tackle too, like someone that you could. If you don't want to necessarily give up on Braxton Jones, you could at least bring somebody in that compete with Braxton Jones, right? So that's actually a decent tackle class, but. Like I said, we're getting a little far ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it on each week, man. You know what I'm saying? At least start looking forward to the draft.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all that tune in real quick. As you know, again, Bears fire loose. Thomas Brown's supposed to assume head coaching duty, so we'll see.
You have one last chance, Poles. Don't let us down.
Pray for the Bears, y'all.
One last chance.
they'll be off for a couple of days, and then I'm sure we'll hear from whoever's the new head coach probably Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday probably.
Thomas Brown. Yep.
So, Tuesday or Wednesday we'll hear from him, and then we'll know, more. But hey, for those of us that wanted to happen, it finally happened, y'all. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Pray for the Bears, y'all. Come on, pray for them.
Yep.
Pray for them, y'all.
So now, now we can for those of us that were just like, I'm not giving this team no energy. You can take solace, like, hey, maybe I'll give the Bears another chance.
They finally did something we didn't expect them to do in season. So baby steps. Like I said, big off season for Ryan Poles. He better get this right. Otherwise, we could be back here in a year.
Say bye, everybody. Say bye-bye.
Pray for the Bears.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right, man. We'll see you guys. See you guys on Monday, man. All right. Bear down. Peace out. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy this Black Friday.
Pray for the Bears, please.
Yeah, pray for the Bears. Exactly.